Hi guys, I'm back today with a video that has been long awaited. Now, I recently did a poll on my Instagram to see what you guys wanted to see first, and it was between this and Alter Ego Bloom's palette, so I will be doing that one next. However, this was number one, and I kind of expected that, to be really honest. So, the palette that I'm speaking of is the Shroud Cosmetics and Beautbean. I hope I'm saying her name right because I actually don't watch her channel. I'm sorry. It's Freakin Bats palette. So, I'm going to start with all of the very good things I have to say about this palette and everything I can think of about the brand in general. And then I'm going to move into the other thoughts that I have, which may not be very positive. And I know I will probably get a lot of backlash from a lot of people that really enjoyed the influencer, the brand, and maybe don't know some of the things that I have been told from many people that are subscribed to me or that I talk to, and in general have also given me their experiences to share with you guys, as well as my own experience. Now, here's the thing. I am not a cruel person. I am not a mean person, but I am an honest person. So I will always talk about what somebody does well, and I will always give feedback on what somebody can improve upon. And this is one of those cases where I've got both to give. So the first thing is, I love the packaging. I think it is really cute. This is just the, oh my gosh, sorry, I thought there was a bug on me. No, it was just a piece of tape. All is well. I just made an eep sound. Like, yeah, that's the kind of girl I am, apparently. But in any case, that's the outer part packaging. And then, of course, this is what the outside looks like. I think it's pretty cute, and I think it really embodies what's on the inside of the palette itself. So, when you open it up, this is what the inside looks like, and it is gorgeous. Like, I actually am normally not into any of these colors. Well, I'm into the greens, but normally I'm not into, like, the periwinkles. I like purple, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Putting all these together is not something I would have done. However, I love it. Like, okay, this eye look, super into it. I did an eye look yesterday, and it was a mess. But I think there's so many different looks you can get out of this. Variations and lots of versatility. So I like that, and it inspires me. So in those ways, this palette is really good. The price was $35. That is cheap. That is cheap, especially for the quality you're getting here. So let's just talk about all the final thoughts that I would give you at the end right now, because I want to give you all of the positives that I possibly can. These shadows are dope. They are so good. Quality is there 100%. Everything arrived to me safely, and I'm real into this palette, and I think that they did a really good job. I'm 100% happy with it as far as the eyeshadows go. The mattes were very easy to work with. The metallics were so good. Like, they were so good. And for me, I just thought it was a really kitschy, fun, different type of palette idea. This is something that not only can you use, for Halloween, but I think it's going to be something you can utilize all year round. Definitely a nice palette at a good price. And some other positives I would say is that it is an indie brand, but I'm going to give you the counterpoint to that in a second. And originally these were hand pressed. Now mine is not. It started with the machine. I was actually looking forward to having something hand pressed to begin with, but I do understand why she made that change. To be honest, the quality is here, at least to me. I don't know to compare it to her previous formulations, but I thought she did a heck of a job with this. Here are the negatives. So, first things first, when she announced this collaboration, I think that Beautbean, I don't know her, I don't follow her, I do follow her, but I don't watch her videos. I would, I just haven't. I just have too much going on right now. She's got a huge following. So I think that from the get-go, Shroud probably should have known that this was going to be a highly anticipated and desirable palette to a lot of people for that affiliation alone. Me, I don't really follow that person as an influencer, so I wasn't emotionally invested that way. And I think the other mistake she made right away was saying that it was a pre-order. So when people got on the site and it sold out in seconds, they were like, what just happened here? And they were not happy. This is all things that have already been covered and talked about. And she tried to make the situation better by opening up more pre-orders essentially, but here's some other things that were not okay in my opinion. She said that plenty of these were already ready to go and ready to be shipped out, and then when it came to that date where things were supposed to be shipping, it didn't happen. And there were a lot of things, and I'm not going to go through everything. Originally, when I planned this video, I wanted to tear everything apart piece by piece and go through it bit by bit. But I think for other people with their experiences, that's their story to share, and it's not mine. And I will talk about it a little bit, but in depth, I wasn't really a part of anything until a little bit later because I knew I wasn't one of those initial pre-orders. There was a lot of controversy surrounding it. There's a lot of information you can find on their Instagram and on the internet. And there's a lot of information out there because a lot of people documented this release. So it's out there if you want to check it out, but to kind of gloss over some of the details. I know personally some people, and I have seen their proof myself, where they were told conflicting things from Shroud and then not delivered upon, and they weren't treated very well, and I don't understand that. Here is my bottom line thing. Number one, I can relate to the owner because I have anxiety. It's terrible. I've had to stop this video like 6 times because my anxiety is really bad. So I never wish bad on somebody, especially when it comes to anxiety. Like, it is so uncomfortable and life-ruining that it can truly change everything that you do and the way you do everything. So I feel for her. But with that being said, when you are a business owner, you have to make decisions based on how you can get things done. She knows this about herself, and I think she should have just been forthright with people. She did say it was going to be a while to ship, which is fine, but she also said this is when they were going to ship for the initial group, and, you know, just things that she put forward were not 100%, in my opinion, honest. And that's my issue. It's not, you know, that she was one person and she was struggling and that she has anxiety and that, you know, timing and all of this. It's just that she was not, in my opinion, after reading what I've read from other people, from other customers, she was not honest. And I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it. I wish her no bad. I think her palette is beautiful. I actually got one of her other ones. I will certainly be purchasing more in the future. So that's nothing that's going to affect what I'm saying here right now. I'm able to be objective, and like I said, I don't have any emotional ties. For my shipping, it took a long time, but I wasn't upset about that. I get a lot of stuff all the time anyway, so I wasn't like, oh my gosh, why isn't it here in like a day? How dare you? You know, anything like that. None of that bothers me. Like, I don't really care. I have tons of stuff I can review, so that was not an issue for me personally. I think now she's made some really good choices by hiring somebody to help, you know, delegate some of her stuff to. So now we're getting the weekly updates, and now we're getting the email updates, and now more questions are being answered, and, you know, just in general, there's been more information out there for customers that are waiting for their orders and that are emotionally attached to this launch. So I think that, you know, this is how she should have approached it from the very beginning, and maybe just said, hey, I'm just not in a good spot. I can't get these done. Something didn't work out. What I thought was okay wasn't okay, and just been honest with everybody. And that's where I sit on it. I could include a bunch of screenshots, but I just feel like it's not my story to tell, and if those people feel comfortable sharing that, they will probably do that or already have. And honestly, I've been feeling so bad recently, I just can't. And this is just extra stress that I can't get into. However, I will never give a false review. I'll never leave out points that I think should be mentioned, and that's just how I feel about it. Hopefully from here forward, things will be smoother for her, and transparency will be there with the customers. I'm wishing her all of the very best. I hope she's doing okay. I know she's transitioning to an office space, and I wish her all of the very best. This is a beautiful product. I think she did a great job. I do think that she could have gone about it a lot better. That's just my opinion. I will still support small businesses, and of course you have this information to make the choice for yourself if you feel safe purchasing from this brand. So in any case, I'm going to do swatches for you guys and then 2 eye looks. You guys, the first shade is called Handbook. And this has a very creamy kind of almost Sydney Grace Give Me Glow type of texture mixed with a little bit of Glam Light. This is like a lemon lime metallic green shade. It is very beautiful. I have tons left over on my finger. Called Spooky. And this is like a periwinkle shade, kind of a light bluish purple. Next shade is called Apparition. And this is probably my favorite color in the palette, maybe. Definitely close to one of my favorites. This is a purple with a bit of a gold and silver reflect in it, and it is very metallic, really beautiful. Adams. And this is a beautiful kind of teal green shade. This is the shade Sam. And this is a beautiful light green with a silver kind of flip to it. It is gorgeous. Don't need a lot. I have a ton left over. Next shade is called Trappa. And this is a wonderful kind of pukey olive green shade. Just enough yellow to make it pukey. Next shade is called Zero. And this is a beautiful duochrome shade. It goes from blue to purple, and that purple has almost a little bit of pink to it. I mean, as an undertone, not as like a majority shade. Next shade is called Dairy. And this is a beautiful, deep kind of grayish, brownish undertone purple shade. But on the camera, it looks just like a really deep purple. Last shade in the palette is called Grim. And this is a beautiful kind of green-toned blue. I would say more satin, but it's still very shiny for a satin shade. It is, like that's like a perfect mermaid color right there. And this is the whole palette. Alright, you guys, that is everything. I hope it was really helpful to you guys. I do apologize if I seemed harsh, but I never want to sugarcoat something for you guys, especially when I feel very strongly about brands being honest with people. And besides that, I've got to say that the palette was beautiful. I really loved the performance of it, and I think they did a great job with this color selection. I can't wait to use it more personally. So in any case, if this video was helpful to you, make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates. And to everyone else that may be upset with me, I'm really sorry. Please don't hate me. It's nothing against anybody personally, like not against Shroud. I'm not telling you to not buy from them, and it's nothing against Beautbean because I don't watch her enough to make a choice on that. But her eye looks are beautiful, so I'm just putting that out there. In any case, I hope everybody's doing great, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.